Hi, this is Happy Bird from happybirdsglitternest.blogspot.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make these super simple little poinsettias out of the glittered Christmas placemats, and they're glittered vinyl. I love these because there's no shedding or anything like that of glitter. Now I have two different size poinsettia patterns for you. The larger one, which is here, and a smaller one. The smaller one would make a really nice brooch rather than the larger ones here. So I will give you those links to those two patterns, and I'll tell you where you can find them in a few moments. So I found the placemats at Hobby Lobby. I wished that they had red, but they were out by the time I came. But you can also find glittered vinyl at Hobby Lobby near the felt section. But I bought the vinyl placemats because it was such a deal. You can make all kinds of things with these little vinyl poinsettias. You can use them in your crafts, for package decorations. You can place them on journal covers, little girls' headbands. You can add them to a handbag or a zippered cosmetic bag, turn them into napkin holders. So many possibilities. So with that said, stay tuned and I'll show you how to make these easy peasy poinsettias. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is a pattern. And I have this poinsettia pattern, the larger one, on my blog at happybirdsglitternest.blogspot.com, and it'll be right at the top. You'll see at the top of the blog it says, here are all my patterns for you in one place. Well, if you look at the list, the link will be at the bottom of the list, okay? And I'll also share this in the Show More drop-down bar below this video. Now, I also have a smaller one here for you. You can use this in your crafts or smaller packages, or even make a little Christmas brooch out of this. So anything that you would like to use. Now, I don't generally show you how to cut the pattern because it takes a while, but I will show you a little trick I use to get nice, crisp, clean, sharp petals. And they're really pretty. They almost look like you used a die cut. So I'm going to start by cutting the largest one out. I'm just going to show you how to do one of them. And you'll cut them the same way when you cut them out of the glittered vinyl, or the glittered placemats, I should say. Okay. Aside. Okay, you're going to need a piece of cereal, cardboard, or a snack box, something like that, okay? And let's see, just going to take some tape. You can use regular tape like this and just fold it over, or double-sided tape. I'm out of double-sided tape, so yeah. Alright, and put that right there. And I'm just going to cut around the little poinsettia here. I like these scissors for the tougher projects, you know, little projects are a little more hardy. I bought this for $3 at the Dollar General. It's by Art Skills, and they're titanium scissors. And I found them in the craft section, surprisingly. So, a little bit of info for you there. Alright, I'm going to be using these smaller scissors here, and I'm going to start at the tip. Okay, that's really the key. You're going to start at the tip, and you're going to cut downwards, right here, to the very end. Now, you're going to start on the tip of the petal next to that and cut all the way down like this, okay? And if it kind of hangs there, just go back, give it a little cut, and it comes right out. And then you're going to do the same thing here. Cut all the way down, starting at the tip. And take your time cutting your pattern, because, as you know, the pattern is going to determine what the final product looks like. So really take your time on this, and sit down in front of the TV or turn on some music on your computer or whatever, and just take your time with the pattern. Alright. And then I always go back on this side just to cut the tip. Alright. Alright, so you're going to go all the way around doing this from tip to the bottom, tip to the bottom, tip to the bottom, okay? And when you're finished, you're going to have something that looks very nice. Alright, so I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to show you patterns I have using that method. Here's the little small little poinsettia one I did. And if you don't have any empty cereal boxes or snack boxes to use the cardboard from, you can also use stiff felt. That works very well. This is an old pattern that I cut out of stiff white felt, and I had painted it and everything, and I don't know why, but I never completed this one. So I just used this as my pattern for the larger one. So, I mean, it's the same thing, just different material. Instead of using cardboard, I used stiff white felt, so. And who cares if it's painted, huh? Okay, so we're going to start with the placemats that I purchased. And oh, by the way, be looking for placemats, especially now at Christmas time, with a glitter. I did a Hobby Lobby haul, and if you didn't catch it, I bought these. They were $3.99. I got them for $1.36 a piece. And glitter doesn't come off, okay? Be looking also for after Christmas sales for the glittered vinyl placemats, and also Valentine's Day. Yes, after Valentine's Day. They have the red glittery ones, I know. I don't know about other colors, but things like red, pink, whatever. Now, if you can't find the glittered placemats, you can go to Hobby Lobby. They have glittered vinyl for a couple of dollars a sheet, and it's, of course, a lot smaller than this. This is 12 inches by 17 inches, but they have some beautiful colors, and it's near, I believe it's near where the felt is, if I'm correct. So, okay, so with that said, I think I'm going to do green and gold. Now the green, I think will be the middle piece, and I'm going to use the gold placemat as the very bottom of the poinsettia and the very top. Okay, there we go. As you can tell, I already cut one out of here. My pattern, okay, and I'm going to place this just about here. I like using these graphite pencils. You can get them at Dollar Tree, 5 in a box, I believe, for $1. And basically they're just sketch pencils, but they're dark, and so you can see these really well. And what I'm going to do is go up from the bottom corner to the top. From the bottom to the top. bottom to the top. I'm going to do this all the way around. Okay, bottom to the top on both sides. Just like this, bottom to the top. Okay, all right. I like to use these heavy duty scissors. I'm going to try to cut as close as I can to the petals because I want to save every little bit I can of the vinyl placemat. Okay, now I'll also give you some ideas on what you can do with the little glittery pieces that you cut off your poinsettia. There's a couple of ideas to reuse those. So there'll be very little to none as far as waste goes. Okay, so like I said, I did this, so I'm going to do the very top right here with the gold, and then the middle with a green. Okay, so these two pieces, the largest and the smallest, are gold, and the middle piece here is going to be the green. All right, all right. Now I'll do all that off camera. I'm not going to make you watch that. So if you want, you can use these. These work very well doing that, or you can use the smaller scissors. Now, I am using some detail scissors here that I purchased from Tuesday Morning. And if you notice, I'm starting at the very tip of the poinsettia and going to the bottom. Okay? And I'm going to turn it, and then the next petal, do the same thing from the tip to the very bottom. And I just go all the way around like that. And it cuts very nicely. And you really do have some pretty crisp, sharp edges when you're finished. And like I said, this is a project to do when you're relaxing. In my case, it's generally, well, for this time of the year, it's generally me doing this sitting on my bed in my bedroom, watching a Hallmark Christmas movie, and drinking a cup of hot cocoa. Most people would say coffee for me, but I've always loved the smell of coffee, but I never really cared for the taste. So I'm not a coffee drinker. Okay, so as you can see, I always start at the tip. And if it gets hung up a little bit, no worries. Just go back in and make a teeny weensy little smidgen of a cut. It'll come out. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way around with this. I won't sit there and make you watch me do the whole thing, but I'll go ahead and cut this out. And like I said, I'll cut out the other pieces that I need to. And when I'm finished, we'll be back and I'll show you how to put these together. Okay, so I have all my pieces cut out, and we're going to put them together. You're going to need some foam mounting tape. You can purchase this in the craft section. Maybe not necessarily rectangles, but circles or whatever. You can pick up some at the Dollar Tree or the 99-cent store in the craft section, okay? And of course they sell this at the craft stores as well, but they're just a lot cheaper at the Dollar Tree and the 99-cent store. So I'm going to start by peeling this off. Now they're super sticky, but I still like using hot glue just to give it some extra security. And I'm going to place this right on top of the largest one, okay? And I'm going to peel the sticker off. There we go. Finally, huh? Alright, and so we'll start with that. Now, if you don't have a way of getting any of this foam mounting tape, you can take your little scraps that you cut off your poinsettia, like this, and just hot glue them together like this, maybe 2 or 3 pieces, however high you want yours, like that. See, glue these together and just glue that in the middle, and then you can put this on top and it'll give it some height, okay? So that's just in case you don't have any of that. And save these scraps because I'll tell you what you can do with these in just a moment. Alright, so we took the paper off the foam mounting tape. I'm going to put a little more hot glue right here in the middle. And I'm going to be placing the second piece right here. Now, you're going to want the tips in between the petals, okay? Alright, and I'll give that just a couple seconds to set up. I need another one of these. I'm just going to go ahead and peel off the tag before I put it down. I think it's just easier that way. And put some hot glue on this. And put this right here in the very middle. Okay, just like that. Give it a couple of seconds to set up. Put some hot glue here on that. And we're going to take this and place this to where the petals are in between the 2 green petals. Hold it like that, make sure. Isn't that pretty? Okay. Now I'm going to allow this to set up, and you're going to need some acrylic pearls. Now, you can purchase the white acrylic pearls that don't have holes in them by the bag at the Hobby Lobby in the wedding section, but to me, it doesn't really make a difference. I'm going to take a toothpick. I found these pearls with the holes. They're acrylic, of course. Buy the acrylic because they're not only cheap, but they're extremely lightweight, which we need. And I got these at the 99-cent store. My daughter-in-law and I, we don't have a 99-cent store real close to us, so we drove out to Arlington last weekend at the 99-cent store there. And they had a 4-strand acrylic pearl bracelet for 99 cents. It was in the party section where the New Year's Eve party supplies were, and so I grabbed it, and I'm glad I did. So we're going to put 3 pearls, acrylic pearls, on each one of these. Let me measure these too, in case you can't get to a 99-cent store. At least you know what size these are. 10 millimeter. Okay, so that's what size we used for the largest one. You'll use a lot smaller for the smaller pattern that I gave you. Okay, I'm sitting here yakking. Alright, I'm just going to put a little bit right here in the middle, hot glue. And I'm just going to place the first one here, and then these 2 right at the bottom. And I used a toothpick because then the holes are at the side and you can't see them. And I'm just going to allow this to sit, okay, for just a moment. Try not to move them around too much. And, whoops, okay. I'm going to set this aside real quickly while this dries. I made a video a few years back now on making scrap tags, and at that time I was using leftover pieces of scrap like this out of the glittered fun foam and the glittered cardstock paper I had. But you can certainly use this glittered vinyl as well. And I'll go ahead and put a link to that tutorial at the very end of this video, okay? And it'll be a little thumbnail right on the screen that you can click on. And you'll see how really cute those tags came out. So you can use your scraps making little scrap tags as well. Okay, so here we go. I think it really turned out beautiful. And it's so simple. And like I said, there's so many different things you can do with this. You know, the list just goes on. So let me know what you plan on doing with these if you decide to make them. And I'd like to hear about it, and put it in the comments section below. So with that said, I really appreciate you watching my videos. I can't thank you enough. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope you have a beautiful Christmas with your family, and that there's lots of joy and blessings for you this upcoming year. So you take care, and God bless. Bye-bye.